As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gamer.
How do I look?
You know, all the things gamers are known for. You know, the classics. Bottom fragging on my team, maybe awkwardly dancing to a nerdcore song in front of your whole class, maybe even spending $3,000 on a PC just so it can load a blade of grass on Minecraft a nanosecond faster. Well, that's me. I'm a gamer. I hate the word gamer. It makes me feel yucky and disgusting inside. I absolutely despise the word. So one time when me and my mom were in a store together, we were walking around and my mom ran into one of her mom friends and they started talking about their kids, right? And my mom turned to her and said, "Oh yeah, my kid's a gamer." I never felt more disgusted in my entire life. I wanted to drop a nuke on that shop right that I was standing in. So yeah, I guess according to my mom, I technically am a gamer, unfortunately. A truly repressed group in society that will one day hoist the flag over the people that doubted us. So yeah, since I am one of those people, every year me and my friends get together and we all sit down at my house in front of my TV and we all watch the Game Awards together and we try to have a good time. We get to see what new games are coming out, we get to compete in who can dick ride their favorite indie game harder, the whole 9 yards. So since we're already talking about it, let's start with the first part of this video, the Game Awards.
To Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. Claire Obscure, Expedition 30. Claire Obscure, Expedition 33.
Claire Obscure,
Expedition 33.
And the game of the year is mon ami Claire Obscure, Expedition 33.
As we all know, Expedition 33 swept the Game Awards this year, winning 9 out of the 13 awards it was nominated for. Now, me personally, I don't think that makes a good awards show, right? Because then if one thing wins the majority of the awards, we don't get to see the other things get recognized for what they did correctly. So let's talk about what awards Expedition 33 deserved and which ones they robbed from other... It's understandable for Expedition 33 to win Best RPG this year, but there was also Kingdom Come Deliverance in that category, and honestly, it could have gone to either one of them. So let's just say it's understandable that E33 did win this award. Best Debut Indie Game. E33 won over Dispatch and Blue Prince, 2 games that would actually call a indie game. Now, I'm very hesitant to actually call Expedition 33 an indie game, and there's several reasons why. First of all, Expedition 33 had 30 to 50 people working on it, which is not small at all. On top of that, it had considerably large budget at around $10 million. Expedition 33 also had a really large publisher behind it, known as Kepler Interactive. They're known for publishing a bunch of pretty big indie games these days, like Sifu and something else. I don't know, probably. I don't know. So for those reasons, I think Dispatch or Blue Prince should have won. Ooh, Best Art Direction. Now this one really grinds my gears. This one makes me a little upset. Best Art Direction was given to E33, which I just simply don't think it deserves. They gave it to a game that is known for not having assets made in-house. Like, these people got these assets off of, like, Unreal Engine Store or whatever and took them and put them into their game, you know? These clearly aren't assets that they made, especially the animations, too. This award should have easily gone to games like Silksong or Hades 2, 2 games that have amazing art direction. The definition of art direction. These games have sprites that were hand-drawn and made and put into the game with love and care put in them. Every single asset was drawn by someone on the team. If that's not art direction, I don't know what is. I would take those games any day over Fantasy Unreal Engine 5 slop game number 503. The Best Game Direction Award is kind of nonsense to me. I looked up what Best Game Direction meant, and it's basically for games that push the medium forward, which I don't really think Expedition 33 really did, so I don't know. But to be fair, out of these 5 games that were nominated, 4 of them were sequels. So I guess Expedition 33 winning does make a little sense here, since it's the only original new IP to come out of this category. And Game of the Year went to Expedition 33, to no one's surprise. Now, this game really is the fantasy RPG Unreal Engine 5 masterpiece that it is, then it's okay. It probably deserves to win. It's probably an amazing game. But it does take the wind out of that win due to the fact that it's won, I don't know, like almost every other category it was nominated for. It just makes the win feel like, ooh, it stings a bit, you know what I'm saying? It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It's simple psychology, really, you know? If something keeps winning and winning and winning and winning and winning, you're going to eventually want to see them not win. Huh, I guess that's why I have haters. Expedition 33 saved kids from a burning building. Expedition 33 saved my marriage. Expedition 33 fucked my wife because I'm into that, by the way. Hey guys, while I was writing this video and recording it, turns out Claire Obscure 33 just got into some drama about Sandfall, the people who make the game, using generative AI in development. I didn't look that much into it, but it seems like they used it for what seems to be like placeholders for when the game wasn't fully finished. They would have AI placeholders, which like, it's just cringe. So to wrap this part of the video up, do I think Expedition 33 deserves all of its awards that it got? I would say probably no, especially art direction and debut indie game. Those two need to be revoked. The actual world premiere part of the Game Awards 2025 was extremely underwhelming. It's not due to the production or anything like that. The production is usually pretty stellar. It's more just due to the fact that every game looks the same. There's nothing unique anymore. There were maybe 3 games that weren't Unreal Engine Dark Fantasy RPG or Space Game or Protect Child game. Now every company wants to make an Elden Ring game because it made so much money, it was so cool, and it had the most performative clip farmer on Twitch playing it. How wholesome. Another type of game that people keep on making for some reason are just like generic space games. I don't really know why. The last space game that came out that was semi-popular didn't do very well, so I don't know what's up with that. Also, all these space games should have a very generic, bottom-of-the-barrel art direction that just makes them extremely boring to look at. Also, the other big type of game I keep on seeing is like the Protect the Child game. I don't know why these are so popular now. I guess because Death Stranding is pretty good. If these become the new norm where just like every game is like action combat game, but you have to protect a child, that is just fucking bad and annoying, and I really hope that doesn't become a trend. Death Stranding being the Protect the Child game is perfect. It makes sense. It's good. It works for the world that it's in. Not every game I should have a little companion that's gonna run around like the fucking Rugrats and be annoying. I don't want that. Imagine like in Borderlands 5, you're doing a mission, killing psychos, you know, shooting people, and then mid-mission you gotta look around and be like, oh, I have to protect my kid, no! Nope, that'd be so boring. Actually, I'm pretty sure Borderlands 3 already did that now I think about it. Also, it doesn't help that Jeff hypes up these mediocre games like they're gonna give you the best handy of your entire life. You know, for the most part, I do like Jeff. I think he's a pretty charming guy. I like his yaoi with Hideo Kojima. Here's a picture of him next to Gabe Newell, so now you have to like him because you like Steam, right? You love Steam? I love Steam. Something I've been slowly realizing about a lot of games that are coming out, especially in the shooter genre, is that they just kind of keep on borrowing from each other. Like, the amount of complexity in a game just keeps on stacking on top of each other every couple of years. Here's a little example. CSGO turns into Valorant. And Valorant is if you combine CSGO and Overwatch, right? And then there's Friends vs. Friends, which is a card mechanic arena shooter. And then you combine that with a tactical shooter like CSGO. And then you get Fragpunk. And Fragpunk is CSGO mixed with Friends vs. Friends, mixed with a hero shooter like Valorant or Overwatch. Do you see what I mean? We take Valorant, which, you know, that came out in 2020. And then we take a game like Fragpunk, which is like Valorant, but just like more complicated. Instead of just Valorant, it's Valorant, but with cards now. Woo! Do you see what I mean by the escalation of games that come out now? You can't just be a tactical shooter. You have to be a tactical shooter, a personal assistant, a RPG, a dating sim, and a gacha game all rolled into one. I feel like if BioShock came out today in the great year 2026, it couldn't just be a atmospheric survival action horror game. It would have to be that, but with proximity chat, so you and your other big daddies can talk to each other.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, the Big Daddy from BioShock 1. Here I come. Oh my god, there we go. Oh,
I hate talking to people who play video games. Doesn't matter to social media. If you're talking to a person who plays video games online, it's going to be a terrible time. Doesn't matter if it's Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, MySpace. It will be a painful experience. There's a certain group of people on the internet that think if your video game has gay people, black people, any person of color, trans people, women, or, God forbid, pronouns in it, then your game is woke, which is apparently bad for them. If your video game doesn't have a straight white male in it as the protagonist, then these people will set themselves on fire and then write a 3,000-word essay about how they think that women in video games need to be sexy and hot. If you're a person who believes that women in any piece of media need to always be shown as sexy and alluring and objectified, right? Then I think you're crazy. I think you're a crazy person. These people will also claim anything as political. If your game even shows a nanosecond of a gay person in it, then they'll claim your game is political, and we shouldn't have politics in video games. Like, you know that gay people exist, right? Like, in the world right now, there are thousands of gay people that probably live in your city, right? The same people going on about how they hate how Soldier 76 from Overwatch is gay because in the lore he kisses dudes, you know, who doesn't, right? Will go on and harp about how much they love the Call of Duty and Metal Gear series, two games that I think are arguably way, and I mean way more politically driven than Overwatch 2. I mean, dude, just don't even get me started on Metal Gear, right? That entire series is about being the cog in a machine, you know? Individualism and wanting to break free from a country that doesn't actually care about you, right? Or even, might be a crazy idea, how war profiteering is bad. Now, you want to know why you'll never see these grifters come out of their disgusting, decrepit holes to talk about the Metal Gear series? You want to know why? Even though these games are infinitely more political than something like Overwatch, you want to know what it is? Because in these games, you play as a straight, white male. That is it. That is the only reason why. If you try to convince me that Metal Gear is a less political game than Overwatch 2, I think that you are crazy. These grifters are fine with politics in video games. They don't have an issue of politics in video games, right? They have an issue if the politics in the video games don't perfectly align with their politics in real life. Now, let's say I was watching The Sopranos, right? One of my favorite shows of all time. And I got to the point of the show where one of the people in Tony's mafia turns out to be a homosexual, right? So then Tony goes to Melfi, his therapist, and he's like, hey, Melfi, and then he says a slur, you know, he starts slurring out.
You tell me, what is the issue?
He's a
lovely and nice person that I love so much. He calls him a gamer word, right? Imagine if I was watching that and I was like, whoa, I don't agree with this at all. I can't believe they would put this in my Sopranos. Oh my God. And I turned up the show and then wrote an essay about how this show was for conservative chud Nazis, right? Everyone would be like, what? What are you talking about? That's how these people act, basically. Like, if you don't agree with something a character does or a character choice or a character is, then you lose your mind. You freak out. You have to be deluded. Like, you could take this to the point where it's like, I was watching Christopher Nolan's Batman movie, right? And the Joker burned all that money. As a capitalist, that made me really upset, right? Like, who thinks like that, except for these people? I remember seeing a tweet from Elon Musk one time. It was like, I've never played GTA 5 because in the first mission of the game, you have to shoot police officers, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't pull the trigger. If you actually think like that while you're playing a video game, you are a massive pussy. If a moral dilemma in a video game makes you not want to play it, you are crazy. So yeah, I think Elon Musk owes me an apology and $5 billion. All right, that's it. Grok, end this video. About to see the new FNAF movie. Just kidding, I'm not mentally ill, and I went to college. Hashtag FNAF Movie 2.